The full effect of the lockdown on the state's workforce was all too apparent this morning. The third day of the snap shutdown only added one new case to the Holiday Inn cluster, a psychiatric nurse who attended this Coburg function venue over a week ago. The 3 wards where she worked had been locked down and staff told to isolate.
This has been a very rapid response and one that is filled with an abundance of caution.
The Queen Victoria Market's also been listed as an exposure site after a positive case shopped and used the women's toilets there on Thursday morning. The Holiday Inn cluster now stands at 17, and the government's a little upbeat about whether the lockdown lifts on Wednesday night.
These numbers are pleasing, and I think we are well placed. However, I've never been one to try and make bold predictions. We just have to take this 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time.
But each day of lockdown comes at a cost.
Presentations to emergency related to mental health is dramatically going up, and that's happened in the last few days.
Once again, the spotlight is on the beleaguered hotel quarantine system. The ABC can reveal that the recommendations of a PPE task force were not applied to hotel quarantine. The standards drawn up last year are applied across the Victorian health system and recommend anyone working in quarantine, regardless of whether it's a positive case, wear disposable gloves and gowns, face shield or goggles, and an N95 mask. But those masks were not being used widely in hotel quarantine.
If those measures have perhaps been adopted in the so-called cold hotels where people are taken to when they first arrive from overseas and obviously can turn positive, that may well have helped assist to prevent this.
Confirmed cases are moved to hot hotels, which are run by Alfred Health, but cold hotels like the Holiday Inn are not.
We need the truth about how hotel quarantine failed yet again, and we need the truth about how contact tracing has failed yet again. It's the only reason this state is still in lockdown.
Avalon Airport has been thrown up as an option to host quarantine away from cities, something the Premier hasn't ruled out.
There's discussions going on with a number of different parties about a number of different sites.
Parliament will meet tomorrow despite the lockdown. It needs to deal with the state of emergency powers the Premier needs to manage the virus. The length of the extension is politically fraught, as will be any lockdown that drags beyond Wednesday night. Richard Willingham, ABC News, Melbourne.